It's been 2 weeks now since Governor DeWine closed hair salons. So at this point, a lot of people's hair is getting longer and in some cases grayer. Today we learned it'll be another month before hairstylists can cut and color again. So what are those of us with at least some vanity supposed to do?
First News anchor Dave Sess has a standing appointment every other Wednesday, 7 p.m. at Casals in Canfield.
My hair grows like a weed. I mean, it grows that fast.
But with the salon now closed, and when Dave's hair became too long, he found a small pair of scissors and a mirror and cut it himself.
Just trimming off the ends. I mean, I can't do it like the professionals. I cannot do it as good as them, or my wife can't do it. I've had a couple offers of people wanting to do it, but I'm okay for right now.
Reporter Lindsay Watson gets her hair done every 6 weeks, cut and color. She's now going on 9 weeks with nothing done.
I'm starting to be able to see like my roots like really bad, like in here, like when I don't have my hair done for the news.
But Lindsay has found ways to work around the situation.
Besides teasing it like I normally do, that kind of hides a lot of it, but I've been using a mix of like root touch-up for blondes as well as blonde like dry shampoo. So the mixture of those two seem to be working really well.
And if they need to trim it, we suggested they style their hair first and just trim a little bit at a time. No more than a ½ an inch of hair length.
George Wheaton has been a hairstylist for 35 years and currently works out of Austintown's Not Just Hair Salon, where today the chairs were empty and the shop was closed. Since everyone's staying home, Wheaton suggests washing with a good shampoo and conditioner and then letting it air dry, foregoing dryers and curling irons. For people doing color, just do the roots. Don't pull it through. Don't cover up any highlights or lowlights already there. And try to avoid box colors. A lot of them have metallic dyes that don't mix well with the alkaline dyes used in most shops. Also, if you have to cut your bangs,
they call it tip cutting, where you just use the tip of the scissors and you go kind of up into the bang, and you're not cutting a straight across line.
As far as Dave Sess's do-it-yourself haircut, he was pleased.
My wife was watching the first night on the air and talking with her best friend Stephanie, and she couldn't even tell.
And will Lindsay Watson be cutting her own hair?
Oh no, absolutely not. That is not one of the routes I will take. I think every girl learns that at a young age. They always tell you don't cut your bangs, like just don't pick up the scissors, do not take things into your own hands.
Well, I have a standing appointment as well. Mine is every other Friday, 10 a.m. George Wheaton, who you just heard from there, cuts my hair. At this point, I plan on letting it grow and make it my little statement about what's happening. Though right here in this corner, it does have a tendency to fall, and I may have to have my wife trim it up just a little bit. We'll see.